another patient we're going to bring in today who is currently working with Dr. Sarper Diler. Her name is Iwa, and should be on the line.
See if we can bring Iwa
There
in.
she is.
Hello.
We heard a little bit about your story yesterday from Sarper, but please, we'd love for you to share with the audience today your healing journey.
Hi, my name is Eva, and I come from Poland. I live in the Netherlands already 15 years, and I am a mother of 4 kids. And when I was pregnant with my 4th kid, I got sharp pain in my upper abdomen, which I couldn't really handle. Usually I handle pain and I just let it go, especially in the Netherlands where everyone is prescribing paracetamol for everything. But this one I couldn't. And when I called to hospital, they actually said, oh, just wait and take paracetamol. Fortunately, actually my child saved me because they said, oh, you can call midwife, and midwife sent me to the hospital. In the hospital, they didn't find, because they thought maybe it was something with pregnancy, although it's usually in the lower abdomen. I was only 5 weeks pregnant back then. And they said they will check on me, and a couple of weeks later they checked with ultrasounds, and they said I have lesion on my pancreas. I had to wait because I was pregnant 3 months for MRI, but after MRI was done, it turned out I have tumor, and the tumor was almost 4 centimeters at the head of the pancreas. The hospital which I was in, they sent my data to university hospital, and I waited another few weeks. And when I reached to this hospital, they immediately told me that I have, I still was sent to biopsy, but the biopsy didn't work. It was the thin needle biopsy, and it was very hard tumor. So only based on pictures, they said I have a solid pseudopapillary tumor, and only from pathology analysis of the of the pictures. When I was at the hospital, they told me that what surgery they will do, and it was exactly the same as Virginia said. So it was Whipple procedure, cutting out head of pancreas, gallbladder, part of the stomach, and duodenum. During pregnancy, they still wanted to do it during pregnancy. The reason for that was that solid pseudopapillary tumor can spread, and you can have metastasis, so they didn't want to wait. But they didn't have any experience with doing Whipple procedure at this hospital on the pregnant woman. As you can imagine, it was the toughest time of my life. I just collapsed. I was looking for various solutions. I also contacted the Gerson clinic in Hungary. I only knew this one. I was really a lot into healthy diet, so it was really weird for me that I got this. However, I had a few years of huge stress and huge hard work, 7 days per week, children and a lot of stress, some traumatic really events. So on one hand, I was feeling terrible. I couldn't really move up my left arm anymore. I had pain in my back that when I was waking up, I just couldn't move, and I was so stressed. I just couldn't handle stress anymore. Also, it was not very good for a relation with my family, which you can imagine if someone cannot handle stress. So it was tough time, and the diagnosis didn't help, and especially if they already set up the date for surgery for me. It was Christmas time. It was 19 December, and during Christmas I was really searching for other solutions. And the solid pseudopapillary tumor, I was also a little bit arguing with them, saying, how can you diagnose me and put me on surgery only after pictures? What is diagnostics here? How is it possible? Only after I found out that it was actually interesting, because it was university hospital, so they never done it on pregnant women. They wanted to try. So I contacted several doctors. Most of them told me to go for surgery, and I heard various reasons. One was that the tumor will break, even if it was very hard. The other one was that my bile duct will break during pregnancy, when the baby will grow. I will get metastasis. And one doctor, the really guru from pancreatic surgeries, told me that I should do abortion because I will not survive another 6 months. That he knows only from the pictures. He checked them carefully, and he's enough experience. He was already like retired doctor, professor. He said that, and he wanted to do the surgery. And he said, if you want to survive the surgery, you have to abort your child.
Carry on. This story is like, I'm like on the edge of, it's like a cliffhanger, right?
It's
Eva,
gripping.
thank you. Yeah.
Yes. We can't wait to hear how you ended up finding the Gonzalez Protocol and how you met with Dr. Diler and how you're feeling now.
Yes, I will be happy to say that. I just like finished that I was searching. I was really heavily searching, and it was between Christmas and New Year's Eve, so it was very difficult to contact people. And the Gerson therapy, which I mentioned, they said no to me. They said we cannot treat you during pregnancy, and also even after, we do not really guarantee. You will have very heavy protocol, and we will not guarantee you will like remove this tumor. So they were asking if they could actually cut only tumor. No, it is the procedure. If you have a tumor at the head of your pancreas, this is the procedure. Yes, after. Actually, I just wanted to mention, like on 4th of January, we had ultrasounds, and we just discovered we will have a daughter, and we gave her name. And on 5th of January, so the day after, I heard I should abort the child to survive. It was extremely difficult for me, but we had a call with this guy, and we said, sorry, we will not do that. For me, it is like just impossible to kill my child, especially if you hear from the technician who is doing ultrasound, oh my god, this is such a beautiful healthy baby. I've never, it's not like I've never seen that, but she said, like in a book, so everything was perfect. And then I said, like, if I have only half year to live, I prefer her to live, and then I will die anyway in half a year. So after we still heard, for example, from one priest who had very good intentions, but he said, he cried when he didn't give us hope. He just cried, and he said to tell our kids that if I die, that they will not. So, like, to explain it in such a way that they will not lose faith in God. And maybe they didn't, but my youngest, who was 7 back then, he said, Mama, when you die, and then he continued. It was like really strange time for me. And I collapsed. And after Professor Diler, when he checked on me, he said that because of stress from many years, my adrenals didn't work almost at all. So when I collapsed, I was like really praying I could only pray. I could only pray, cry, and sleep. No, I even didn't sleep almost from this stress. So it was really tough time. And but I was fighting still. Like I said to them, okay, I will accept the surgery, but please save my child. Do everything, because they also scared me that the tumor will break, that they will have to do surgery suddenly when I have some accident with the tumor. There was a lot of like fear in all the situation. So I really didn't know. I completely lost my mind. I didn't know what to decide. Of course, the first thing was like, I will not kill my child. I didn't want the surgery. I really didn't want the surgery, because I knew that when they cut me, I will not be able. Usually, I felt my body well, although I lived with pain for years. But at least I knew that it was coming from something wrong, and I wouldn't know if it was from the surgery, if they did something wrong. So I was fighting for another biopsy. And I had the biopsy on the same day that the guy told me to kill my child. And on 11th of January, I had a meeting with the doctor, and I also wrote them, okay, I can have surgery, but I will not kill my child. Like, please save her. And they were smiling. They were like meeting us, and they said, look, you have neuroendocrine tumor. It's not adenocarcinoma. So people live longer with that, and they develop slower. So we can wait. You can give birth to your child, and then we will do surgery. So I waited. And in that time, I was like searching. I was really like searching in publications because I'm also scientist, and like adding some supplements, like one by one, observing, writing down my diet and so on. And I knew I needed pancreatic enzymes. Exactly the same story as Virginia had. I needed pancreatic enzymes. I needed pancreatic enzymes, and I found allergy research group pancreatic enzymes, and then I saw these 720 pills. I was like, who buys that? And now I buy it every week. So I bought the small one. And in between, I also bought one book from Dr. Nicholas Gonzalez, but they were only cases. So there was no protocol. And I didn't have money to really pay to someone. I really needed something to work on my own. And I was already running coffee enemas, for example, like every second day, and eating a lot of greens. And I cut meat, but I was pregnant, so I still eating some meat. So I was already like fighting, for it, and I was feeling better and better. Um, but at some point in this journey, I started having like swollen ears, like 1 year, another year, it went to my face, and my face was like this big. I looked like I was 100 kilos. And it was Hexheimer reaction, like the one
Herxheimer,
that you,
yes.
yes, exactly. So the one that you like really detoxify too quickly, and your liver is not managing. If you don't believe in that, I can send you pictures how I looked. It was terrible, and the doctors didn't know what to do with me. And I felt good, but I looked terrible, and it was like going down my body. It was I was itchy, and I was contacting many clinics, around Europe, people that had similar cases. I was really searching in between, and with this reaction, like I was like, I really need guidance. I really cannot do it on my own. It's really scary. I am pregnant, and I get this.
Mm.
And how I found, yeah, so I found Dr. Nicholas Gonzalez. So first I bought his book. I read these stories. I was like, oh my God, he's really healing. He's really healing these people. It's not only the Gerson therapy. There are more people. I read all the books about cancer. Honestly, I don't think you can really. I have all of them from the alternative therapies, and but this name was coming to me. It's like I was searching, but he was also searching me. Like this therapy was also searching me.
Hmm.
So I looked at this name, and I was like, I know this name. Oh, I have his book. I will check. And then I started checking, and I read story about Kelly, and I was really laughing, and like, laughing because his story was really terrible. I would say his wife left him, but I saw hope in the worst situation ever. So and then I contacted and I watched one video where Professor Diler was telling two cases. One was 4 centimeter tumor at the head of the pancreas, and the second was neuroendocrine tumor.
Mm.
And and I just cried for 1 hour. I knew it was for me. I knew it was my therapy. So I immediately contacted Andrea, like the foundation. Andrea contacted me very quickly, and I had to choose a doctor, and I didn't have too much choice. I am from Europe. Only Sarper Diler is here, and it was really good for me. I really love this doctor. So I gave birth to my child. She was born at 38 weeks, very healthy, very nice, and everything went fine. Like tumor didn't break, my bile duct didn't break, everything was good. But then I was facing the time when I had to go to the hospital, and I also had huge trauma. I couldn't really walk to the hospital on my own. Always had to have someone after all these messages. So I couldn't enter this hospital on my own. And I worked in this hospital before even. Um, I went to the hospital for another MRI after giving birth, and it turned out I have metastasis on my spine,
Mm.
and they were already seen in December. So surgery was not recommended for me, but they really pushed me very, very quickly. So God saved me from this surgery, honestly. And and then I started protocol. So I could only start it after my delivery. Before Professor Diller sent me some probiotics, some homeopathic, for pregnant women, you really cannot do a lot with her. So I was doing really risking on my own some supplements or coffee enemas, and it went fine. When I started the therapy, it was a year ago. I'm actually 1 year on the therapy. So a year ago, I was supposed to die by by one doctor who
Mhm.
told
Wow.
me that. And I immediately said, I feel terrible, but I am not feeling like I was gonna die in half a year. I'm only 37. I was only 37 back then. And I started the therapy. It was going fine. I was immediately feeling effects immediately. So I felt, because I had a lot of symptoms before, like, for example, losing period. And then immediately after 1 month, I was feeling like something was dissolving from my ovaries. And I was after pregnancy. So, like, very private things said, but yeah, who cares? And now it's normal. So this is one thing. After 3 months, I lost my anxiety. I couldn't really climb the ladder, like two steps up. And I just like climbed up my roof of my house to pick up some grapes. And I just said, take a picture of me. Look, I don't have anxiety. And I had anxiety for like years. I really couldn't, like, kids wanted to go with me on roller coasters or something. Like, I said, no way. It just scares me so much. And now they are just waiting, to go with me. It's like, hey, you will enter this one, the highest. I'm like, no, no, no. I am not ready yet.
That's so terrific. So often when you're on the protocol, it not only heals your cancer, but it heals your whole body and all the other things that are going on.
Exactly.
It's my understanding that you're on a more vegetarian diet. Is that correct?
Exactly. I am on, I think I'm type 4, so it's vegetarian diet with a little bit of like eggs or fish. But I am, Professor Diller asked me to like really still like be careful about it. So I'm really almost fully vegetarian diet. And it's worked very well. And I must say, so February this year, I had another MRI, and it turned out that the tumor is not growing anymore. So it stopped growing. Before it was like 3.6, 4.1, 4.6, and 5.1 centimeters. So when I started the protocol, it was 5.1, and now it's also 5.1. So I was happy because during half a year, it just like grew 1 centimeter, and now during 8 months of the therapy, it didn't
It
grow
stopped
at all.
growing. Yeah.
It's terrific.
Yes,
Great sign.
and the thing is that I had also some healing prayers. I am religious, and there was a guy, there was a priest who was praying for me, and I said, if I am not healed, it's okay, because tumor is only on the top of everything that is happening to me. I feel that I am not healthy at all. It's not about the tumor anymore. It's really my overall health. And I said, I will be healthy. I will be healed from every disease before I even met Professor Diller, and the tumor will be at the end. So I am really getting healed. So I was getting rashes on my body during the therapy. Some biofilms were breaking on my under my skin. I got again swollen, but much less. So they were helping me. They said to increase coffee enemas,
Mm-hmm.
and I was getting a lot of energy. I'm much more energized. I can wake up at 6 a.m. before I couldn't at 10.
Dude, it's late at night where you are. I think later in the day in the Netherlands, and you're just filled with energy, bubbling over telling this
It's
story.
past
It's like,
11.
yeah, and you're not
Indeed.
supposed to even be alive according to those doctors. So,
It's
by the
true.
way, how is your daughter? A year old now?
Yes, she's a year and 2 months. Yes. And she's amazing. She's our really treasure for our life, and she gives me a lot of like strength. And I am really asking God to stay with her for 18 years. Dying would be easier, and I really want to fight. So to be honest, after like I heard the good results that my tumor stopped growing.
Yes.
I stopped like juicing for a while. It's not like I was like juicing every second day or something, because I was so compliant. I was like 110% compliant until this MRI, and it was also tough. And so, but now I'm getting back to it. I saw like 2 days
Yes.
ago Professor Diller, and I am like, really, no, I am gonna fight. I'm not gonna give up.
Right.
It's really tough. It's difficult protocol. It's like full-time job, and especially if you have kids, it's like
You have 4
you feel really
children.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have
Yeah.
4 children. I have
Eva, I
help from
mean,
my
this is
mother-in-law.
hard enough for anyone. 4 children with not having this is still hard. So what you're doing is extraordinary. And also, we are featuring, even last week with Carol, all people that have been diagnosed decades ago that are still alive on the protocol. And, if your goal is to be here, you know what to do, and you have support between the Gonzalez Guardians, the guides, and all of that. It's
We're here for you.
extraordinary right now, what you've shared already. And you're more recent in this compared to some who have, gone through it 20, 30 years ago. So you have a path to be here if that's what you want. And that's something that a lot of people don't feel. They're told that they're victims. There's no way out. Just to have your affairs in order, and we'll do horrible things to you on the way out. And you have, I think, prayers have been answered clearly in your life, and that you have a healthy young daughter now over a year old. I'm blessed to hear this story. It's so exciting. And we heard a little bit of it from Professor Sarper. So this,
I just wanted to mention to every woman that is pregnant and the cancer is discovered in her body. I don't think if you are about to die, you would be able to carry this child. I think if the body is enough strong to carry the child, it will not die after delivery immediately or something like that, unless you really don't believe in your healing or something. So please don't give up if you are in a situation.
Exactly.
And Professor Diler is also giving me a lot of help and a lot of good words. For example, I couldn't order many supplements. I am in Europe. They are much more expensive here, and some of them I really cannot reach. And I asked him before I started. I was really down that the tumor is still growing, and I asked him, tell me the truth. Do you think I will die? And he said, I don't know what God will have for you, but I don't think it is your time. And for the first 3 months, I was just repeating, it's not my time. It's not my time. He thinks it's not my time. So he's really helping me and supporting me a lot on this journey.
Lovely.
And I couldn't really imagine better doctor. He's the only doctor I want to see, to be honest.
Terrific. He's a wonderful man. Wonderful man. Thank you so much for sharing your story today.
Thank you, Eva.